Hello, good morning, everybody. I hope you are already awake. You enjoy sleep one more hour. So, just checking our clock here. It's 17 past 11 here in Ireland, Dublin. So, I hope you are feeling well. Good morning, João Paulo. Good morning, my friends. Good morning, our Irish friends, SSI workers, volunteers. Thank you very much for being here with us today. It's a pleasure to see, not to see you, but I can see you writing here. I can see, but unfortunately, I cannot see you physically. But let's do it. That's what we have for today, and we need to enjoy. We need to allow God's will, and at the same time, we need to deal with our consequences for the actions we have done. Okay, good morning, Danny. Good morning, Camila. Good morning, guys. So, it's time to work, isn't it? But before we start into work, let me start with the initial prayer, and I'd like to invite everyone, if you can, if you're allowed to, close your eyes. But it's mandatory to open up your heart and raise up our thoughts towards Jesus, towards the mentors of Ireland, mentors of the SSI group, and say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be together, to be united, even though virtually, but we are united. May this energy reach not just us, but this entire country, bringing hope, bringing wisdom, bringing faith. May this energy reach our family, whatever they are, all the brothers and sisters who are in hospitals, who are in the orphanages, nursing homes, on the street, without a home. Those who are worried more about a plate of food. May this light reach the entire humankind. So be it. Amen. Okay. Good morning, Samantha, Natalie, Iman, good morning. Patricia, good morning. Okay, let's start. And today, we will talk about perfect timing. And I know this could be a challenging because we need to know our perfect timing, and knowing that is kind of tricky. But we will try to give to you some ideas, some personal guesses, findings, in order to help you to figure out what is the best for you. Okay? So let me go. I just need to move something here. Yeah. Okay. See, I need just to put this screen here. Okay. Okay. So, as usual, we will start with the question: what is the perfect timing? And again, guys, you know me. I need your interaction to give some feel to me. So please interact with me. And the point here, what is the perfect timing? Perfect timing is when we have a desire, we are willing to do something, and what we want happens. And happens, let's say, suddenly. Right? So, more or less, this is a briefly discussion about what is perfect time. But, and the dictionary say, is the uncountable, which is our desire, the skill or luck that is involved in doing something at the most suitable moment. That's the dictionary Macmillan. Perfect time, like when you are going to have a car accident, you just could brake at the time, you could turn, and you avoid a big problem. So, in your work, when you're doing something that perhaps your boss didn't ask, but you know that this is going to benefit the entire company, and you start working this product, and when you introduce this to your boss, he is happy. So that's the perfect time. Okay, when things happens, like say uncountable and countable, because you can predict this perfect time, you can work along with this perfect timing, and then this comes true. Okay, so this is the brief explanation, and this also we do have a great passage in the Bible when it says, what is the perfect timing? And we will find this in Ecclesiastes 3, chapter 3, verses from 1 to 3. And there we can find, for everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die. A time to plant, a time to pluck up what is planted. Time to kill and time to heal. Time to break down and time to build up. A time to weep, a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to throw away stones and a time to gather stones together. Time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to seek, a time to lose. A time to fear, a time to keep, a time to throw away, a time to tear, a time to seal, a time to keep silence, a time to speak, a time to love, a time to hate, a time for war, and a time for peace. What we can see here, we do have time for everything. A time for happiness, a time for not being happy, a time for wealth, not time for wealth. Everything has its season. And this is saying to us, I say, more than 2,000 years ago. Okay, and the beauty here is identify with what time we are and how to prepare ourselves for next time. I think that's the main point here. And for that, why time is important for us? The answer is because if we lose the notion of time, we lose references. For example, when you overslept, when you have a truly sleep, and you wake up, you don't know where you are, what day it is, and what time is it. When we wake up, the first thing we do is check the time. The time is a reference, like we can see here. People usually, when they jail, they used to make some tallies marks on the walls in order to count the time. We saw this in the movie, the Tom Hanks. I don't recall the name of the movie. Just came suddenly. Tom Hanks was isolated in an island, and he was using the coconut trees in order to make and count time, because time is so important for us in order to give us references. I don't know, you have had an experience to visit some mental health houses that the nurses who look after people with mental health problem, and most of them, in each door, in each wall, they have a phrase saying, today is Saturday, October 25th, and there are clocks as well, so because people, they needed to know where they are. They need to have this reference. Do not lose it. Okay? Great introduction. But the trick thing is, okay, Danny, thank you very much. The name of the movie is Castaway. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't know the name. Thank you very much. Castaway, yeah. So, and the trick for us, and thank you, Camila. Camila also gave the name of the movie. Yeah. So it's Castaway. Okay, so and the trick thing for us, oops, wrong. And it is to get to know and understand why God's time is measured differently from our time. And I give you an example how it happens. Let's say when you know your clock or your alarm rings the bell and you are sleeping and your clock rings and you just snooze for 5 minutes and you sleep and you have a dream with, I don't know, a full story. And then you wake up and it's not even past the 5 minutes of our time because the alarm didn't ring, and you just wake up and say, oh, I lost my time. No. And in this dream you had, I don't know, the full story. This is a taste for us to know how God's time is differently compared to our time. This is totally different. Perhaps for us, like when we say eternity looked like something very far, very long. But in a spiritual world, it's not something far away. This is how we can measure. And the tricky thing here is balance our time with God's time. We need to balance this. This is why when it's not in God's time, you can't force it. When it's God's time, you can't stop it. And understanding this relationship between God's time and our time is a key thing for everything in our life. Why? Because if you anticipate moments, can mean error. Like a teenager, he wants to they want to become an adult, and when they are adult, they will see they lost a lot of precious lessons, knowledge they should have learned while they are in the teen time. And acting right at the right time will only work. Acting right at the wrong time will go wrong. And acting wrong at the right time will not work as well. Even though you have good intentions, even though you know what is the right thing to do, and you act, and it doesn't work, it means it's not the right time. And sometimes when you know that's the right time, you need to do that point, but you do it wrongly, it didn't work as well. So this is something we needed to think about it, because this means a lot for us. Because we want to be in control of everything. And I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. Something we can control, something we can't control. Yeah, Camila is asking here, how do we know God's time? Yeah, Camila, that's the tricky question. Bear with me. Let's go along. You will see my way to think. I hope you like it's not an answer, but my reference here. And perhaps you get to know how you will know God's time for your own experience. Okay? But you agree with me that, hey, good morning, UK. Good morning, Fabricio. Good morning, Mormon. So, and getting to know when we have to act at the right time is tricky. And we know this happens very often. And the problem, again, it is with us because you want to be in control of everything. You want to be in control. We want to manipulate everything. And sometimes people are different, and sometimes not always. People are different in different stages. And when we try to help someone, this person perhaps is not ready. And we get frustrated because we want to help that person, but it's not working. It's not working because you are failing. It's not working because that person is not ready for such knowledge, such things. It's like you explain quantum physics for a 6-year-old child. It's not going to work. Why? Because then he's not ready. Okay? He's not ready. Okay? So we need to understand everything has your own moment, and the key piece in this whole picture is balance this. Balance our time with God's time. Let's move on. So, how to know when the right time is, how to balance God's time and ours. Then we needed to understand one brilliant, excellent explanation André Luiz gave to us a spirit. Is in the book In the Greater World on chapter 3. He gives us a concept of mental health. André Luiz is a spirit who dictated the book to medium Chico Xavier in Brazil in the 60s. I don't remember the exact date, 1960 something, or even 50s. And he, in this chapter number 3, he gives us a concept of mental health. And I hope I can guide you throughout this mental health concept. So, mental health concept. If it's a mental health concept, we say is a house. That's a shape of a house. So then we have the basement. The basement is the lower part of our house. What do we put in the basement? Everything we don't need, isn't it? Everything we don't care. Okay? So in the basement of the house, we do have past events. So it's past lives experiences, habits, our inner voice, intuition, our intuition decision making. So it is storage there. Okay? Then above the basement, okay, we have the social part where we are today, when we live today, okay? And this level, we can call the social living area, is the present, it is today. It is our you, our efforts, our actual moments, present experiences, actual achievements, is everything we are living today. Okay? And on the top of the house, we have the act, okay? Which is the future. Okay? And what we store in the act, like for me, our marriage, sometimes present, we want our marriage and we don't use it, we put it there. So everything is new. Is our future ideas, information that requires more difficult moments, experience, and how we differ our act from basement. Because basement, it is what we have lived, and act, it is what we will live. And the way to access these two information is tricky. Why? Because when you access your basement, it is our intuitions, our first reaction to everything. And when we need to access the act, we need to pray. Okay? And let's make this a correlation with our brain. Because André Luiz, everybody knows, he gives a lot of information. He gave a lot of information in 50s and 60s, which everybody thought he was crazy. And today the science is starting to prove that he was not wrong. So how we can make a relationship between this mental house concept here with our brain? Okay? Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just putting here what I have learned reading and studying this chapter 3 on the book In the Greater World. Okay? So, the basement, it is our nervous system, which is located at the back of our head here. Okay? So it's everything that controls our actions now in terms of answers for a situation. Okay? Is our nervous system. Okay? Goes to our spinal cord. I don't know. Spinal. I don't. But the point is, it's where everything is, our nervous system. So how we react, how we will make things happen in a struggling moment. Okay? And see, it's not working. And find my mouse here. Oh, come on, my mouse stopped working. Then I needed to do this. Okay, working now. Then we have our motor cortex, is the middle of our brain, is our present. When we storage, when we have currently experiences, okay? And in the front of our brain, we have our frontal lobe, which is the connection. Let's say, let's go now to the Hindu or culture. They have the eye here, our fifth eye is here. So why? Because this connects with us. Okay? This is the connection with God. This is the connection with whatever name you are called, is the connection with the unknown, let's say that. Okay? And that's why we are saying we can access the attic through prayer. And then we need Matthew chapter 6, verses 6, when he gives us instruction how to pray. We need to go to our room, close the door, and pray to our Father, who is unseen, and the Father in secret will reward us. That's the first step, Camila. We need to understand in order to have a taste, not fully understand, but have a taste when to know God's time. Pray is not a pray, I pray out of blue. No. Go to your room. Go to your room means inside of you. It's like today, making a very good comparison, is like when you go to meditate. Okay? You sit calmly, you have a deep breath, and you get in touch with yourself. This is the meaning of getting to your room. Okay? And when you start to pray, it's not asking for something. It's contemplate. Giving to you moments in which you will understand what is best for you, what is best for the people who are surrounding you. Okay? Then we're going to hear him. We will understand that point. So this is one of the first steps how to understand it works. Okay, everybody with me? Am I saying something crazy here? But I really, really invite all of you to read this chapter number 3 in the Greater Word. It's easy to find. You have this on the internet. Just Google this, André Luiz in the Greater Word, and you will find this. It's I don't know, over 12 pages, and he give more explanation. Here is just a briefly summary of what he's talking about. Okay, so let's move on. Let's keep going to understanding when is the right time. And now I give you a true explanation, a true example when we know the perfect time. Okay? So, knowing what to ask for, being aware of what you need, balance the reason and the emotion. Okay, so the point is, okay, I know when is the God's time. Remember my first slide? We need to act in the correct time. If you act in the wrong time, it not work. If you don't act in the correct time, it's not working as well. So we need to know when to ask. And again, I need to ask help from passage in the Bible when Jesus cured the blind man Bartimaeus. Okay? And I need his the passage you can find is in Mark 10, verses 46 to 52. So I'm going to read the passage to remind you, but then we're going to understand. You will see these words in bold. Pay attention to these words, because we will have our reflection based on these bold words here. So then they came to Jericho, as Jesus and his disciples, together with a large crowd, were leaving the city. A blind man, Bartimaeus, which means son of Timaeus, was sitting by the roadside begging. When he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to shout, "Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me." Many rebuked him and told him to be quiet, but he shouted all the more, "Son of David, have mercy on me." Jesus stopped and said, "Call him." Jesus stopped and said, "Call him." So they called the blind man. "Cheer up, on your feet. He's calling you." Throwing his cloak aside, he jumped on to his feet and came to Jesus. What do you want to do for What do you want me to do for you? Jesus asked him. The blind man said, "Rabbi, I want to see." "Go," said Jesus. "Your faith has healed you." Immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus along the road. This is not just a simple miracle. This is not simple, okay, one more miracle. No. Here is a true example of perfect timing. And then let's start with our comparison with our today's life. Again, guys, this is my way to interpret this. So that, again, there's no right or wrong. There is just some ideas who can help you to understand and make this teaching here but applied to our life today. So Bartimaeus was sitting by the roadside. Like us, we are sitting at the roadside, seeing the life passing by. Okay? We are just seeing. Remember, he was blind. He didn't see, but he heard. Who? He heard Jesus. So, even though we don't see, we don't touch, we know he's passing by. And then what he starts to do? Shout. It's prayer. He starts to pray, "Jesus, have mercy on me." Have mercy on me, Jesus. And many of people was rebuked him. So it's the tribulations of our life. We are sitting on the roadside, watching the life pass by. We know Jesus is us, but the world is trying to telling us. The world is trying to make us give up of our ideas, give up of our dreams, give up of our hopes, trying to cut our faith. This is the problems. This is when you are trying to meditate. I'm sorry, I never work well in trying to meditate, but that's what happens when we start to meditate. We come with thoughts, and you need to learn how to put these thoughts aside and just concentrate in today, in your conversation with Jesus. That's the same thing. That's the troubles. Okay? And when Jesus said, okay, call him, he put aside, he throwing his cloak aside. This means, okay, he put everything. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care how the people sees me. I don't care about anything. He put aside everything. He truly believed in what he wants for him. And when he approached Jesus, he knows everything. He knew what the guy wanted. He knew. But he asked the question, what do you want from me? And Bartimaeus was ready at that time and said, I want to see. And the question is, do you know, let's say Jesus in front of us now. He's ready to operate a miracle in our life. Are you ready to know what to ask him for? Just one wish. Not like trees in the genius in the lamp. Just one wish. What do you want? So he was ready. And what Jesus said is not him who cured the blind Bartimaeus. It was his faith. Because at that time, at that moment, he was ready and he knew what to ask for. He was not listening people around him. He was concentrated, and he was in the moment when he was inside his room praying to God, and God was rewarding him. I hope I'm not crazy with this interpretation here, but this is how I see it. And this is helping me a lot, because this shows how I need to be more focused, how I need to be more connected with Jesus. Not pay attention in aside. I'm not saying don't pay attention. Yes, we need to pay attention because we need our basement. Huh? We need our basement to give us some measurements, but I'm living today, but more connect with our act. So we need the basement to live today connected with our act. Ready? I hope you're there, guys. We need to live connected with our act to answer simple questions. And Camila, this is a second answer for you. God's time, it is when we are ready. And when we are ready, when we know what to ask, when to ask. Okay? Let's move on. Let's move on. The regeneration of the soul is the starting point of new understanding. In many cases, for this proper regeneration, it's necessary to have dynamite in the form of pain, changes of clothes for awakening of the spirit. So what this is saying, I didn't put it here, but it was the spirit May. She said this sentence, apologies, I will put a reference later on. So May is a spirit who gave a lot of explanation, comments about the spirit's book. And she said, sometimes we need the troubles to awake us, to put us back again on the road. Remember, Bartimaeus was at the roadside. And we need to go to the road. We need to be on the road, not aside. And these troubling moments, like I said, is necessary to dynamite the in form of the pain, to awake us and say, oh, I need to go back to the road. Got it? So, also in the Spirit's book, question 729, we have a perfect action from Kardec to the spirits. If destruction is necessary for the regeneration of beings, why does nature surround them with means of self-preservation and conservation? And the Spirit said, to prevent their destruction before the proper time. Any destruction that occurs too soon retards the development of the intelligent principle. That is why God has given to each being the need to stay alive and reproduce. Reproduce here is not in a way of sexual reproduction. Reproduce is now in a way to keep alive, keep surviving, keep fighting, keep going. Okay? So it's to prevent destruction before proper time. See again? Perfect time. Another example about not acting the proper time is suicide. We just chopped off our life suddenly, leaving things undoing things. Why? Because we are listening more the troubles. We are listening more our basement. And you are getting involved in past troubles, past moments, and we cannot escape from them. See, like Danny says here, problem always make us be more alert. Yes, Danny, yes, it is. It's making us more alert. Yeah, but unfortunately, we don't know how to deal well with these problems. We need to learn more. We need to trust in ourselves first. We need to trust in God's, in nature. I'm saying you need to be more aware what is surrounding you and really, really give us more, let's say, attention to this. And May gave another explanation. Is the same way. The destruction of old habits creates new methods of life. We breathe what we think, eat our ideas, and dress our acts of life. All internal change modify the external life. This is a recipe. The destruction of old habits creates new methods of life. We breathe what we think, eat our ideas, and dress our acts of life. So, ideas created in our act. Here, let's say here. Let me make this comparison here. Ideas making our act goes to today's, and based in my past experience, allow me to act today. So the ideas resonate here in our act, synchronized with the experience we have lived, prepare us for today. So The final message here to everyone is keep going. Everything you need will come to you at the perfect time. Just keep going. Let's put ourselves on the road again, not aside the road. Let us get prepared to answer that question when Jesus reaches us and says, "What do you want from me?" We need to know what you're going to ask for. You can start from this point. Do you know what to ask? If you don't know, if you still have a lot of things to ask for, it means not a perfect time. You need to keep going. Okay? I hope this gave you some ideas. Let me know, guys, if you have any question. Please let me know. And if you allow me, while you write your questions here, I will go through some announcements. And let me put this here. Okay, Danny put it here. Let's see what Danny wrote here. Yes, we don't know most of the time how to manage our problems, but I think maybe this process to find the right thing to do could be the path to get knowledge and be better. Of course, I'm not saying that is easy. It's not. And not everybody is on the same level to achieve this knowledge. Sometimes it takes time, and we need to be kind with ourselves to accept it as well. Perfect, Danny. Yes, we need to be kind with ourselves. We need to know our limits. We need to know what we are capable of. See, we need to understand this. And perhaps the first step here is know yourself. Isn't it? Good to know, John. John say here, thanks, clear like water. Well, John is not always be clear like water. We need to practice. And like Danny said, it's difficult. It is very difficult. We need to prepare ourselves. We need to, first of all, we need to recognize when we are on the roadside and when we are on the road. And to get to know this, we needed to know our limits, know up to where we can go, know our aspirations, all this. So, the Spiritism X, let's say Vera. Dona Vera. Good morning, Dona Vera. So, Spiritism X 2020 is in the corner. So, it's on November the 7th and the 8th. I really invite everyone to join this event. It's 2-day events. It starts at 3 p.m. Irish time on the 7th with 2 books of speaks. So we will have, I think, 4 speakers, 15 minutes each of them. Then we have another session at 6 o'clock with another 15 minutes with questions and answers after this. Then we will wrap up. And on the 8th of November, same time, we will have the second batch of speakers. Okay? So please, in order to see it, you need to do your registration in the Spiritism X 2020.eventbrite.co.uk. Okay? Also, on the 28th of November, we will have Aru Gandhi. He is a son of Mahatma Gandhi, and he will talk to Buzz. You need to send an email to office at, I can hear. Let's see, guys. Yeah, office@buzz.org.uk, and Elsa for sure gonna give you the link to be part of this wonderful talk on the 28th of November, 5:00 p.m. Irish time. Okay? So it's two important events that you need to be aware of. Also, we have here, I really, really want you guys to dig in these two websites. It's wonderful. It's a project led by our dear friend Dana Sisi. Is the spiritistinstitute.org and spiritistacademy.com. In the Spiritist.org, you can see the programs, what we can do in order to help to spread the Spiritism word. And in the Spiritist Academy is lessons about different topics. We don't have everything there already because this is the beginning. We are these baby steps, but we do have a lot of content to give us more explanation about the Spiritism teachings. So if you want to get to know more familiar with the Spiritism, I strongly recommend you to go to spiritistacademy.com, and you will be able to see most of the Spiritism philosophy, okay, and teachings. Okay. The last announcement here is our activities. We do have our lives, our open talks, our talk every Sunday at 11:15. And the time is wrong here. Like we're having today. And we do have our live meetings every Tuesday and Wednesday at 7:15 p.m. And this is broadcasted in our Facebook and our YouTube. Also, we do have our study groups every Wednesday from 8 to 9 p.m. It's a Zoom meeting, so you need to send an email to thespiritismireland@gmail.com in order to receive the link. Everyone can join, everyone can be part of this study group, and I'm sure Tanya Moore and Nady Mota will help you to understand the Spiritism teachings, okay? Unfortunately, as we know, we do not have presential meetings, because first of all, because it's not allowed at London Stand. London Stand is still closed, so we cannot go there, and we are locked down until the 1st of December. Yeah, I hope this finds everybody well, everybody safe. And if you need any help, if you need any kind of assistance, you have several ways, several tools. First of all, our fraternal gathering. Email fraternalgatheringdublin@gmail.com, and we're gonna reach you. If you don't want to talk to us, you have the Samaritan helpline. Just call 116123. 116123. If you want to talk to anybody, you can text to 50808 anytime, 24/7. Just send a text and you can start a conversation with someone who's gonna help you overcome the problems you're popping up in your mind. So also, you can find more information about mental health on mentalhealthireland.ie. So you can go there and find more information. Even though you want to talk with someone in Portuguese or in English, both languages, you can go to this website, psicólogos.wixsite.com/ABPI. So a psychologist will reach you in Portuguese or in English. They have both services, so they can help you, and this is for free, guys. Not a thing. Everything what I said here, everything what I showed here, it's for free. Okay? Okay. Thank you very much. I don't have any other questions. I don't have any other comments here. I think the message was delivered. But I am always open for any ideas or comments you may have. Just reach me out. Okay? No, we're gonna fall. I'm gonna fall. My secretary is here. So let's do our final prayer.
You.
Let's pray, Leah. Huh?
You.
Yeah, let's do a prayer. Okay? So let's close our eyes again. Let's make connection. Let's get inside of our room. Empty our mind and make connection with Jesus. Instead of asking him. Some are ready to ask a question, some are not. But let's just enjoy this moment. Moment of calmness, moments of truth, moments of hope, moments of faith. In order to give us everything we need to overcome all the barriers to face every day, every moment, every hour. May this light reach our brothers, incarnate or discarnate, who are lost, who are sick, physically, mentally, spirituality sick. May this find them, whatever they are. So be it. Amen. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Say bye to everybody.
Bye.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day. Enjoy your Sunday and stay well. Okay? That's the most important thing. Stay well. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.